presence, man. It's fun. I always say whenever you get to
three-time All-Star and four-time Gold Glover, and also World Series champion from back in the day with the Chicago Cubs, now part of NBC sports coverage of Major League Baseball, including Sunday night in Philadelphia when the Braves and Phillies take on one another. Anthony Rizzo joining the program. Good to see you, Anthony. How are you?
I'm doing great, guys. How you doing?
Doing better for seeing you on the screen here.
Yeah, buddy.
When was the last time, I'm going to start this way. When was the last time you bought a meal in the city of Chicago with your own money?
It's been a while. They take care of you there pretty much everywhere we go. My go-to Chicago cut, my guys there always are taking care of me.
Okay, so that's your usual spot when you go to Chicago?
Yeah, for sure. That's usually, it's right on the wall. It's right on the river. We sit outside on the patio. Summertime there, it's beautiful.
What was that like, that parade that so many people were dreaming of for a century to actually happen? What was that like?
Man,
for
it was
Anthony.
It was everything. You could think of what it was going to be like, and I had high expectations, and it blew me away. I mean, 5+ million people from Wrigley Field down to Grant Park. It was just aligned, and it went back as far as 40, 50 people, just a sea of blue. They dyed the river blue, all of it. It was incredible. The whole day, winning. 10 years later, it's just as amazing now as it was then.
And I'm sure you've, over the years had people approach you and tell you what your and the rest of your teammates' accomplishments meant to them. What's the wildest story you heard from a Cubs fan talking about how they can now die happy, or what they did for somebody who's since passed to let them know from the great beyond that the Cubs had won the World Series? What's the wildest story?
Man, it's every day. It's the stories of you just hearing them, people listening or watching the game. Sorry, my dog's going crazy here. I have a wiener dog. He's barking. But the stories
fantastic.
of hearing
we don't hear. I don't hear it. It's all good.
Sitting at the hospitals with their grandparents or their parents, and how much it meant to them, or hearing the actual story. You see the pictures, but hearing the people tell you how they were at the cemetery listening to the radio, listening to Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer on the radio. It's just it literally every single time I'm in an airport or I'm anywhere and a Cubs fan comes and tells me that, it's the coolest thing to hear and be a part of, because we lived it, and now hearing their side of it and the fan side is pretty special.
What's your dog's name, Anthony?
He's a wiener dog named Kevin. Yeah.
Kevin. Okay.
Kevin.
I'll bite. Why Kevin?
Anthony. You know what? My wife always wanted a wiener dog and named him Kevin, and I guess someone's the baby's sleeping too, so he's gonna get a handful. But
no, somebody's ringing the bell.
I know.
Kevin, the wiener dog, is barking.
Yeah,
Rizzo's doing a Zoom with the Rich Eisen show. Oh, holy heck! Is breaking loose.
It's been true to me well
in the Rizzo household.
Yeah, it's been true to me well.
Kevin, the wiener dog.
Wow.
Fantastic. All right. So let's jump into the here and now, Anthony. So just up in the Bronx last night, Trout hits 2, Judge hits 2. Some all-time greats are going at it. You spent obviously some time with Judge in New York City. What's your favorite Aaron Judge story that you can tell about his greatness or about his oversized nature of his game?
Yeah, I mean, his leadership is everything. But as far as the story, it's just he treats everyone with such class and such respect, and to be that level of a star, to be where he's at, and to be able to really literally treat everyone like they're his best friend is such a special superpower for him. I mean, the way he goes about his business every single day, I wish I could just give you one story, but it's every single day he's relentless with who he is and his routine. So you see why he puts up the results he does, because he's never satisfied. He always wants to get better. And when it's not going the best for him, you can never tell, because, I mean, his slumps are a lot less than guys like me, who, when I went through it took me about 3 weeks to get out of it. It takes him about 3 at-bats.
What was it like watching him go for history?
Well, yeah, I mean, that year he got off to a slow start. I mean, some people I think are saying he's off to a slow start now, which is crazy. He's got 6 or 7 homers, but it was just a home run every other day. And he would come to the ballpark, and you're on the top step, not wanting to miss it. We had a front row seat, and it was just home run, home run, home run. We get to August, and it's like, real, he could beat this record. And is he going to beat it? Is he not going to beat it? So the end of that season was so special to see him break 62, catch Maris, have his family there, all of it. And then we're all in Texas celebrating with him and his family. It was awesome to be a part of.
So he never showed any pressure to you, teammates? He was just the same guy as he was going through that Maris-like chase, Anthony?
You know, as his teammate, as us on the inside, we knew what he was going through. I feel like we felt the pressure more than he did. So it was on us to go through our normal days and routines with him. It was on us to make it not feel so much of a pressure cooker that I'm sure it was for him. So, I mean, there'd be times where we'd be talking it externally, be talking to it with our wives and background, just saying, hey, like, you know, when we do this type thing. But it was status quo every single day. The night before, we were all in Texas. Him and I were hanging out. Our wives were hanging out. The dogs were hanging out. So just as business as usual. But you know, the last couple of games of the year, we need this home run, right? We have the presence in place. We got the nice watch. We have all the champagne on ice. But just got to go about it as business as usual.
So you're friends with Judge. Your wives are friends. Who's Kevin the Wiener Dog friends with? Judge's dog? They have two dachshunds. They're tight too?
The dachshunds, take a walk in New York, Rich, if you can. The dachshunds are taking over the city right now. So they have two dachshunds.
No, I saw that.
Penny and Gus.
Okay. Yeah, and Judge strikes me as a guy who definitely picks up after his dog. You know what I mean? Like he does everything right. Okay. Yeah, I saw the dog on the field. He brings the dog out on the field with him while he's warming up there in Yankee Stadium. It's awesome. I'm so glad Kevin's got a friend, Anthony. I'll be very honest with you.
Thank you.
Now that I get to know the dog.
He's got some real personality.
So let's get into the analysis of it, Anthony. Who beats the Dodgers this year? Is that a fair question? Or this is, baseball, anything can happen?
I think it's as fair as you. I mean, they're the powerhouse. They're the beast. They've created this formula now with their starting pitchers of really just getting healthy in October. And I think the playoff format now, with teams getting in, you don't have to win the division as much anymore. You could still get it. You could still really limp in as long as you're healthy. Any team can get hot. But the Dodgers are proven winners, man. They're going to be tough to beat. The one thing I would say that you can put against them is just fatigue. What it takes to play at that level so high all the time is not easy. And if they do make another deep run, it'll be 3 years in a row. I mean, every year they're making a deep run, but the World Series runs are a lot more pressure, a lot more the mental side that goes into it. So that's really the one thing that is not with them, but they're deep.
What's it like facing Ohtani?
He's a presence, man. It's fun. I always say whenever you get to face the superstars of the game, it's those are the funnest moments. Those are where you really are like a little kid out there. So when you face all the aces, when he's pitching, it's fun. When he's hitting, it's fun, because these are the guys you're going to look back at and tell your kids about, hey, I played with them. So I really enjoy the times you get to play against the superstars, watching how they go out the business. I mean, what he does from both sides. There's a language barrier, but what he does here in the States is amazing. And we have a whole nother country now that's already been massive baseball fans, even tuned in more to our game.
Now, listen, I'm a Yankee fan, so I understand this is a very small violin that I'm playing right now. But, is it fair that players can defer their salaries so deep into the future that the Dodgers can then go ahead and get Kyle Tucker, right? And then keep adding and keep adding and keep adding? I guess that's one way to ask it, or what other players think. Do players think it's fair what the Dodgers are doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think, look, the more the merrier. The game's in a great spot. The momentum of the game, the young superstars. If you want to defer your money, we as baseball players, we make a lot of money, fortunately, and it's very life-changing right away. So there's only so much you can do with that up front, and teams are doing it. The beauty is every single team can do it. The Dodgers have really figured out a niche right now that is working for them, and it's, championships speak for themselves. And everyone hated the Yankees back in the day when they were quote unquote buying everyone, right? But they kept winning, and someone told me once when we won the World Series, when the whole country starts to hate you, that's when you know you're doing it right. So until then, one championship is cute.
I guess I like that, Anthony. Anthony Rizzo here on the Rich Eisen Show. You just mentioned young stars and how the game is great. If you could start a team with a young star, somebody who's been in the league less than 5 years, who would you choose?
Oh, wow. I think you got to start with starting pitching, right? So Paul Skeens is number one. And then from the position player side, I got to go with Roman Anthony. I'm very biased towards him. He's a Stoneman Douglas alumni where I went to high school. But I'm a huge fan of his game early on.
Okay. I thought you were going to go Bobby Witt Jr., since obviously he and Skeens have something going on with each other. We saw.
Yeah, he's got to have 5 years now, right, Bobby? I mean, he's a stud.
Does he have 5 years? Does Witt have 5 years? Okay. All right. Interesting. You're looking that up.
He's another one.
Yeah.
He's another one. Yeah. There's a lot of guys you can pick and surround yourself with a great team now.
Right. All right. So what do you think of ABS? What do you think the balls and strikes, automated balls and strikes challenge system?
I love it. I think early on watching, you see the umpires are a lot more locked in now. There's not a lot of these kind of courteous calls that guys get anymore. If it's 2-0 to get the guy back in the counter, if it's 3-0, there's no more automatic strikes, which I like as a hitter, right? As hitters, I think we're so used to getting kind of the other way where a ball is called a strike, not a strike called a ball. So now you see a lot of these counts getting flipped to, instead of 1-1 or 1-2, it's 2-1 or 3-1, and you're in a hitter's count and not battling for your life with 2 strikes.
Interesting. You bring up a point that I don't think we've mentioned here on the program. The accountability that it brings to the umpires. So the get right pitch, the sort of courtesy strike on 2-0 or 3-0, those are gone because of this.
They're gone, and it's really everyone likes to pinpoint sometimes that one pitch right decided the game. Well, those 2-0 to 3-0 is a huge difference, right? And sometimes there's many a times where I was 2-0 or 3-0, the umpire calls a strike, the next pitch is a great pitch that I missed, and now I'm 3-2 battling for my life, and I walk to the dugout saying that was ball 4, I should have been on base. So not only does that affect you right then and there, but it affects you down later in the game where you're maybe at the plate with your 2 for 2 with a walk, or you're 1 for 3 with a walk. And it's just the long-term that effects it has as well is a lot bigger than people realize.
All right. Last one for you, Anthony. When you were here in the New York City metropolitan area, you probably met a lot of people like my audio executive, as he likes to be referred to. His name's Mike Del Tufo. He's from Livingston, New Jersey. Say hi to Anthony.
Anthony, how you doing?
Say hi to Anthony, Mike.
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
Okay, see,
it's a nice hat you have on.
Right, see,
Thank you. I mean, I'm a Dodger fan now after 30 years of living here.
I would imagine 30 years ago you had a Yankees hat on all the time, right?
2 years
More
ago.
than 30 years ago. 3 years ago.
3 years ago. 3 years ago, Anthony. 3 years ago. All right. 3 years ago is when he had it on. And then the Dodgers start winning and then beating the Yankees. Now put the hat on that you've been wearing. Put the hat on Mike, and show it to Anthony Rizzo, and you tell me, Anthony, if this is okay with you or not. Please put the hat on and show it to him.
Ugh. Oh no!
That response.
Oh man,
that response is great.
As someone who grew up in South Florida, I am a true fair weather fan. When the teams are good down here, that's when I am a fan.
Yeah.
But
growing
up with all my family in New Jersey and being diehard Yankee fans, it took. I mean, that's a tough look. It's a tough look, Mike.
But I've been 30 years.
You're being
in
too
New Jersey.
nice, Anthony.
Very nice.
See, no, that's fine. I've been 30 years in New Jersey, 31 in California. I like both teams. I can like both teams when they play each other.
I hear you, no doubt. No, at different leagues, up until now, everyone plays each other. Different leagues.
Yeah.
I would love to know who you're rooting for in the World Series. It doesn't matter because we lost. But
I was going for the Yankees, 100%.
But you weren't mad the Dodgers won.
Which just showed. But just what I'm saying, Anthony, okay? Honestly, I was in the stadium that night of Game 1 with my son, Cooper, who's now 15. We were right down the right field line, and Freeman's home run went right across my eyesight line all the way into the right field seats. And I turned to my son. I did curse. And then I said, let's use this as an opportunity to get out of the parking lot before you're 20. So we got the hell out of there. But I would never, Anthony, ever sit there and go, oh, the Dodgers have won. Let me, I like this business of them doing this every single time that they get a double or a single or a triple. I'm fine with it. Let me go and put this hat on. No, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, thank you.
I was just literally at a music festival down here, Tortuga Music Festival in Fort Lauderdale Beach, and Ice Cube was performing.
Mm-hmm.
And Ice Cube performed Game 1 of the World Series for us, and blew it out of the water. He rolls in his, I think his Chevy or whatever it was, does this great performance pre-game. And I'm not kidding. We started walking over to watch him, and I go, guys, I can't do this. I had to turn around because I was still getting flashbacks to the World Series.
That was incredible. I was there too.
Yes,
in the stadium.
It exactly. All right, Mike. Anthony, you're too nice, Anthony. All right. Do we have a picture to show Anthony before we're going? Apparently, I haven't seen him. We've heard him throughout this Zoom on occasion. You want to pop that up there for Anthony to see? Oh, there he is.
Kevin.
Okay, that's
Kevin.
Is that Kevin?
Yeah, that's Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. That's Kevin on the photograph. And what's that thing? He destroyed that ball on the left side? Is it a toy that's history?
Toys hate to see him coming. He destroys them all, and he's turning 7 soon, and he plays like he's a puppy. So he's great. Okay. Everyone who comes in contact,
Kevin just being Kevin.
Yep, that's it. It's a great name, right?
Why not?
He looks like a Kevin.
Okay,
awesome.
Yep.
It does. I
just love it. All right. Thank you for joining us, Anthony. This is a blast, and we'll do this as much as you're up for it. And enjoy your time with NBC Sports and starting your career as a broadcaster. I look forward to chatting with you more. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
You bet.